Let's interpret labs when it comes to your patient's acid-base balance. Start by remembering the normal reference ranges. The pH should be between 7.35 and 7.45. The PaCO₂ between 35 and 45 millimeters of mercury, bicarbonate, HCO₃- between 22 and 26 milliequivalents per liter, and the PaO₂ between 80 and 100 millimeters of mercury. A pH below 7.35 indicates acidosis, while a pH above 7.45 indicates alkalosis. From there, you determine whether the abnormality is respiratory or metabolic by looking at which value, PaCO₂ or HCO₃- is primarily responsible. Respiratory acidosis occurs when the pH falls below 7.35 because carbon dioxide levels are too high. Here, the PaCO₂ is greater than 45 millimeters of mercury, representing the primary problem as the lungs are not exhaling CO₂ efficiently, which allows carbonic acid and hydrogen ions to build up, lowering the pH. Early, or acute, respiratory acidosis often shows a normal bicarbonate level because the kidneys haven't had time to respond. In more chronic or compensated cases, HCO₃ rises above 26 milliequivalents per liter as the kidneys retain bicarbonate to buffer the excess acid and restore pH balance. PaO₂ could be low in cases of COPD or acute respiratory failure. It might be high if the patient is on supplemental oxygen. Metabolic acidosis also presents with a pH below 7.35, but here the primary problem comes from an increase in acid production, as seen in conditions like diabetic ketoacidosis, or a loss of bicarbonate ions from excessive vomiting or the kidneys being unable to reabsorb bicarbonate. The bicarbonate level falls below 22 milliequivalents per liter. The PaCO₂ is usually low as the body compensates by breathing faster to blow off CO₂ and indirectly reduce acidity. If compensation has not yet occurred, PaO₂ may remain normal, but as the condition progresses, ventilation increases to help rebalance the pH. Respiratory alkalosis occurs when the pH rises above 7.45 due to low PaCO₂ levels. This happens when a person breathes too rapidly or deeply, known as hyperventilation, which causes excess CO₂ to be eliminated and the blood to become too alkaline. In the early stages, bicarbonate levels remain normal, as the kidneys have not yet adjusted. When compensation begins, the kidneys excrete more bicarbonate to lower pH back toward normal. In this case, HCO₃- will gradually fall as the body tries to correct the alkalosis. PaO₂ levels will often remain normal, or can be high as a person is hyperventilating. Metabolic alkalosis also produces a pH above 7.45, but the cause lies in elevated bicarbonate levels, typically above 26 to 28 milliequivalents per liter. This can occur after prolonged vomiting, loss of stomach acid, or overuse of antacids. In uncompensated cases, PaCO₂ remains normal. As compensation occurs, breathing slows to retain CO₂, leading to a mild rise in PaCO₂. PaO₂ will often remain normal, or high, as the patient is being given oxygen. Oxygen levels are not an indication of metabolic alkalosis. Potassium levels are often low in metabolic alkalosis, which can worsen symptoms such as muscle weakness or arrhythmias. Recognition and correction of electrolyte imbalance are especially important in managing this condition. When all the values are reviewed together, the relationship between pH, PaCO₂, and bicarbonate tells us not only what type of imbalance is present, but also how effectively the body is compensating. This approach allows clinicians to identify the source of acid-base disturbances, monitor disease progression, and evaluate how well the body's regulatory systems are maintaining stability.